Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a first look at the Moza Air 2S. Now, this was sent over by the manufacturer for review purposes. The unit they sent me retails for $499 US and should be available at the time of this, I'll call it an unboxing, even though there is no box. And basically, this second gen Moza Air ups the payload capacity to over 9 pounds, gives us internalized batteries, whereas the previous generation had batteries that had to be replaced. There was no internal battery. Up to 20 hours of runtime. In addition to that, we also now have a greater range of motion as well as locks on the axes. So that should mean a lot of different things in terms of stability, in terms of ease of use when it comes to actually balancing the gimbal. Build quality, very robust, all metal construction here. We have a screen readout right there for the gimbal itself. You can see some of the locks I was just mentioning here and there. And this is something that a lot of manufacturers have been incorporating, but again, Moza on their previous generation did not have that, so this is yet another improvement. We've also, on the right side of the gimbal, have a lot of mounting options that just simply they don't exist on any other gimbal, at least to my knowledge, on the market here in 2021. So, again, just to reiterate, this is a powerful gimbal, to say the least. The fact that it can handle over 9 pounds in terms of payload is very impressive. In addition to that, great battery life, or at least that's what's promised. I'll be testing that out. You can see the power button here at the base, similar to what DJI employs. There are actually 2 power buttons, charging port right here. Again, rapid charging is supported via this Type-C port, and if the battery, the internalized battery, is exhausted, you can power this off of a battery bank, which is another nice thing. But to have the cold shoe mounting points, it really does change how you can use this gimbal. Moza really anticipating that professionals that are using this and hobbyists alike are going to maybe want to use a wireless monitor. A microphone could be set up, obviously, extension arm, whatever you want. You have all of the flexibility because of all of the mount points and the cold shoe right there. You have a physical control to actually control the movement of the gimbal itself. Of course, a jog dial here for going through the menus. Power button, this is the other one I was talking about. And essentially all of the modes you would expect from a premium gimbal in this class are supported. They also have this new wheel, which gives you precision control of movement on the gimbal, so that's another nice thing that's a new addition. And of course, the trigger on the front, self-explanatory what that does when it comes to controlling, centering, of course, going to filming yourself, selfie mode, all of that, just as you would with any other manufacturer, is employed here. But really what it comes down to is that Moza with the Air 2S is giving you something that is substantial, again, really high payload capacity, what should offer great battery life, and then hopefully the app, which I have yet to use, but will be when I test this out, just complements this gimbal further. Now, they also include a small tripod for it, and really I think the beauty of the Moza line of products is that if you combine this with their SlidePod, then you not only have, of course, a gimbal, but you also have a slider. And in tandem, they work together to give you something that generally would cost a lot more money from other manufacturers that I'm not going to mention in today's video. This little tripod attachment, all metal, seems solid, well built, but then in addition also gives you additional grip, which I think is really important when you're dealing with a gimbal that is this weighty. And by the way, that is the trade-off. The whole premise of going with a more solid gimbal, something that is this heavy, is that it is going to give you smoother footage inherently. So while a lot of manufacturers like DJI, like Feiyu, that I've covered, are going in a direction of offering us smaller and lighter gimbals, which is always nice, the reality is that your footage will never be as smooth as it will with a heavier gimbal that has quality motors and operating capability. So, no Arca Swiss plate with this. I believe it is a Manfrotto style. Should be right here. And if you're wondering why there was no box for this video, it's simply because the box in transit got pretty beaten up. There is a slightly more expensive bundle you can go with that includes a follow focus motor for pulling focus. That comes in at $5.99. So if that appeals to you for $100 more, I highly recommend it. But nothing wrong with this Manfrotto style mount. For those of you that prefer an Arca Swiss mount, of course you can just put that on and solve that problem really easily. But simple to, of course, lock and unlock and mount your camera of choice. For me, right now I've been shooting the A1, for those of you that are familiar, Sony's cream of the crop. Now, with a lens like this, which is the 2-600G, I'm not going to be dropping that on the Moza Air 2S, but of course, pretty much any A7 body with a decent sized lens is going to be able to live on here without any issue because of that 9+ pound payload capacity. Now, in terms of camera control, that hasn't been left out either. That's something that most modern gimbals address. And you can see right here, we have the port for connecting your camera of choice to the gimbal. Now, keep in mind, there is a limited list in terms of compatibility. I will include a link directly to Moza's website. They list a handful of them on the box. I'm sure that list is growing as they continue to roll this out. It's still, I think, only in pre-order mode, even though some units have shipped. So Moza did get this out to me prior to launch. And again, I'm just really impressed with the build quality. This is my first experience with a Moza product, and hopefully the beginning of using a lot of other Moza products and sharing them with all of you. And this is not a paid or promoted video, sponsored video. Again, just sending it over for review purposes. It does function, of course, with Bluetooth connectivity as well. So there's a lot to like about this if it really does deliver the experience that Moza is promising. And you've got to hold down the power button here for a few seconds. You can see it populating all of the different motors there, and may not have enough of a charge there. Let me see if I hit the power button again. I thought we did, but the axes are locked right now. And just to jump into the menu, well, I guess I can't. But look, I'll find out more as I play with this more, I can assure you of that. And the bottom line is that if you're looking for a heavy-duty gimbal that is going to support a full rig rather than just be a lightweight, this may be one of the most competent options, especially at its price point. I don't think $499 is exorbitant at all, and the build quality really is excellent. I may end up comparing this to some of the Feiyu gimbals that I have, and of course DJI. Now, I did not jump into DJI's latest generation of gimbals for a very specific reason. I felt like they went a little bit crazy. We live in a world where you don't need 14 different, and I know they didn't literally launch 14 different gimbals, but you just don't need that many gimbals. Little accessory pouch here included that has basically everything you're going to need for this. So all of the additional cables, again, you have to check to see what is going to be compatible with camera control using the Air 2S. So they've got basically all of these cables labeled out for us, but it's going to vary because even though you might think, well, there's a cable with the correct, mini or micro USB, it does not mean that that's actually going to function with your camera of choice. But they've got pretty much as many bases as they possibly could cover here as I pluck through these. They're just labeling off what they are. And then, of course, finally, a Type-C cable for charging. And then in here, we have the mounting gear for lens stabilization. I believe that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, so also really common for those of you that already use gimbals. You know that beyond stabilizing the camera after balancing, your lens needs to be held in place. And so with that, we have mounting hardware for keeping the lens in place as well. What else do we have? We have a key and some additional hardware. So either way, this is, I have to say, one of the more impressive gimbals that I've seen in a long time when it comes to build quality and just how robust it is. I was actually kind of shocked on arrival. The user manual seems to cover the bases, so you better believe I will be doing a deep dive here because, again, I have not used the previous generation. And that key, by the way, is for disassembly. That's what I'm reading right now. The toolbox, I mean, everything that I mentioned was inside of it. Is basically, again, connectivity for all different cameras. But I'm just looking to see if they have, I know on box I said there was a list, but I don't think we're going to see one here. I think online is going to be your best way to really get all the info that you need. But again, the key takeaway on this improved second gen is that it's all about that new internal higher capacity battery. I think it's over 3,000 milliamp hours where the original was a little over 2,000. So you're looking at better battery life, and the fact that it's built in, some may look at that as a pro, others as a con. I see it as a pro because, again, a battery bank can also power this worst case scenario, and quick charges there. And then in addition to that, as I've stated, greater range of motion, locks on the axes, and then of course having a cold shoe and mounting points, which no other gimbal on the market has, and true physical controls that I think are going to make this very easy to use. It also does have the feature that's been around now for a while with all competing gimbals in this class, where when using the app, it can essentially mimic your physical motions with the phone. That's a cute thing. How practical it is to actually use is another story altogether. But either way, I'm excited to put this through the paces, see how it works, predominantly, again, with my A series body. So that's going to be like my A7R4. That is my primary A camera. And then maybe a little bit with the A1 as well. But if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe and please stay safe. Later.